Okay, in a previous video we showed you how to start your print book from the ebook publishing process. And once you've gone through the entire ebook publishing process, you can actually you get a couple of options for getting your book into the print process. So that we've got that going with this book, and we can actually check on the status and everything here. It's currently publishing. But this time we're going to start a whole new track, and we're going to go straight to print, because there are times when you may want to go to print only and not have an ebook. So we've got that option now. Very excited about that. It's a brand new option on Draft to Digital. So here we go. We're going to log into our account, and on the My Books page, which is the first page you get to once you log in, you're going to click on Add New Book. Now, at this stage, we've got the exact same process, really, as the ebook, adding an ebook. I mean, this is where you start. It branches off here at the bottom. So these are your paths, and either one will lead you to the ability to add both a print book and an ebook ultimately. But if you only want to do print only, you would start your print book here. So the first thing is we're going to go through all these little options so that you know what we're talking about, what we're covering. But here on the front cover art, you can hover over that. Cover art is required for marketing both ebook and print books. If you don't have cover art, you may only publish if your book is a pre-order more than 10 days in the future, and this is required for print. When we say cover art, we mean those little thumbnails. Actually, I don't want to call them a thumbnail yet, because it is the full-sized cover art that you would use for your ebook cover. And so this is not the point in which you would upload your wraparound cover for your book. This is where you would upload the rectangular cover. If we pop over here, I can show you. This guy right here is what you need. Now, if you have a wraparound cover, that's going to be useful for you. So I have an example there. This would be the wraparound cover, and this would be the front cover art. We use this to create the marketing thumbnail that goes to all the retailers. So when you go to Amazon.com or Apple Books or Kobo or Barnes & Noble, and you're looking at a book, either ebook or print, a lot of times, you'll see this little rectangular cover, and it's in thumbnail size. But for here, we have some minimum requirements. So we recommend 1600 by 2400 or larger, and it needs to be either a JPEG or a PNG. And just to, in case you have questions about this, PNG is typically going to be a little bit higher quality. So now, however you had your wraparound cover designed, if that's all you've got, you can trim that down, or you can have the person who designed it trim it down to give you the front cover. So that's what you're going to need here. Now, if you don't have one, you would click this, and that's going to limit you to, you have to be at least more than 10 days out in the future. Basically, you're creating a pre-order with this option. But we have cover art, so when we click that guy, we're going to go looking for our file. If you have a full print wraparound cover, do not upload it here. So we're going to emphasize that as much as possible. This is not the point at which you upload your full cover. We will get to that. So if you click Browse, you can go into your, however, I'm on Mac, so it's going to look like this most of the time. And I can select my cover and open. And you can see, as soon as I did that, now I have the thumbnail basically over here, and if I need to, I can download this. If I, for some reason, I lose this cover and I need it elsewhere, I can download the full-size cover from this page if I want. Now let's get down here and let's get started on the metadata. So, hoarding gold and other precious metals. That's our title, and we're going to add this to the Get Off My Lawn series. Our publisher we've set up in advance is Grumpy Guy Publishing. And I go through all these in other videos. If you want more details, go check out some of the earlier videos we did. In this case, this is volume number 2 in this series, so the second book in this series. Prioritized author names. So I am not the author of this one. This is by our good friend M.O. Man. So I can actually add him. Now, if I were a co-author or something, I could prioritize this as he's the primary author, I'm a co-author, or vice versa. But in this case, we're going to just go ahead and delete me from that because I don't have anything to do with Mr. Man's books. So now over here we can choose our language, and we got a lot of options. So it's all going to depend on what language your book was written in, and that's the important part here. Let's hover over this. Select the primary language used in the manuscript. Manuscript, and you must choose the same language that you use to write the manuscript. So just be aware of that. This is not where you would do a translation of your book. I wish that we had magic like that, but we don't have that yet. Now over here, you're going to see we can add our search terms. Down here we can add our bisect categories. I typically like to choose my bisect categories first. That's just me. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at this, and let's say we're going to look for geology as an option. So we get science, and if we scroll through, maybe we can find something relevant. But I'm thinking we're not going to find a ton of stuff, but there is geology, mineralogy. Okay, those are good. Now the other aspect of this book is finance. So we can come up here, search for finance to narrow things down. We got business and economics, and we can scroll through and see if there are options we like. And there are a couple, but I'm going to say finance. So that is, I'm going to choose free enterprise too. So there we go. All right. If you think of bisect categories, let's look at the little description here. Bisect subjects are the categories that shoppers will browse to find your book. Think of them like different sections of a bookstore. Choose the categories that best describe your book with the most important listed first. You can choose up to 5, but many of our vendors will only support the first 1 or 2. You can type within the search box below to narrow down your list, which we did. And you can clear the box and hit enter to restore the full list. So if we clear that and we hit enter, now we've got our full list again. So we could go back through that. Now we've got 4 bisect categories down here. And looking through them, I'm wondering, how do I want Amazon and other storefronts to look at this and consider this book? So I'm going to decide that finance is more important. So we can actually prioritize this. So finance, geology, mineralogy, and then free enterprise down here at the bottom. That gives us a nice organized order of importance even. So now if we come up here to search terms and we hover over this box, adding keywords can help readers find your title. Be sure to list your keywords by priority, since not all vendors are able to take an unlimited number of keywords. For example, Amazon accepts the first 5 keywords. So keywords are very important for helping people find your work through the various search tools like Amazon. There are ways for you to fine-tune this. There are applications out there that can help you do some keyword research. Look online. You'll find tons of stuff. Look on YouTube for keyword research or something similar, and you're going to find tons of stuff. But here in the search terms, we're going to put gold as a search term. Let's just hit enter. Okay, and that adds that. Then let's see, hoarding money. That's a good one. Let's see, economics for writers. That's a good one. And notice that we can do phrases, not just individual words. And how about hiding wealth as our final search term? Now these are great, and we could keep adding actually. But again, maybe we want to prioritize. So we'll roll this up. Hiding wealth is our important one. And maybe we decide that gold may not be a good keyword for us. So we can go ahead and click this little X and delete that. And then we could add more keywords if we wanted, reswizzle those. You can do the same thing down here with the bisect category. So that's a helpful tip. Now let's just peruse this. Did we get everything filled out? Is everything looking the way we want? And I think it is gold. And speaking of gold, that is the color of choice for this run of for the print books. Ebooks are color-coded blue, so everything related to ebooks is this color blue, and print books are color-coded rather gold or yellow, however you want to think of it. I like to think of it as gold. So let's start our print book. And we're going to go over this page and everything about it in the next video. So stay tuned.